Welcome, Cow Horse, Full Contact, with host Chris Dawson and Russell Dilday.
This episode is brought to you by Santa Cruz Animal Health. They are here to cover all your animal needs.
Check them out at scahealth.com or visit their retail locations in Weatherford, Texas, and Paso Robles, California. What about our little room here, Russell?
This is sweet. We can even watch you sneaking up on us here at the Hackamore Classic.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Little bunker.
The sprawling fairgrounds that is Tulsa. Son of a gun, there is stuff everywhere.
It's crazy.
Everywhere.
This place is crazy. How big.
Yeah, a lot of potential
and how much there is.
Growth. And I think this could be really cool. I think there could be some growing pains here this year, but this could be really, really cool going forward.
All of these indoor air-conditioned arenas and the stalls are sweet. The ones we're in, they have the open bars between, and we never do that anymore. I'm like, I don't know. I got a couple living tied up.
Right. That's
to
fine.
the front, but they're 2-year-olds, and hell, they're doing, in the morning, they're just fine. There's got to be a little life. But the walls are open and you get a breeze, and all the roofs are insulated, so it stays cool under there.
It's been nice under all these barns. Man alive, we're one day down here, and it's been lovely.
And arenas everywhere.
Yeah, and can put more arenas wherever. All these barns are clear span. I mean, so they can kind of do whatever they want. So, yeah, I'm pretty anxious to see what the future holds here.
It's a cool spot too, because it's a little tougher for.
What do you got over there, Cowboy? Something's coming at Russell.
There's a.
I don't know what it is. It's on the other side of the table.
A big bug.
Hey, that was the sound of Russell herding said bug outside.
Permanently. It's cool because the east, I like it being farther out there to the east just to broaden, but this is closer to the east, and although this would be a stretch from California, you'd have to want to do it, but from the middle and Texas and all that, it ain't a bad drive.
No, well, that's it. I mean, I could talk myself into skipping Murfreesboro, but I couldn't miss this one.
And once we got here, my Lord, there's RVs parking for days. It wasn't tough getting in here.
There's a water
on
park.
The west side.
There's a water park in the parking lot.
Yeah, in the parking lot.
And Jeff Mixon has his own water park.
We have our own at our
stalls. Yeah. Yes, my Hadley, she says, we come by that water park after dinner tonight. She's like, can we go to the water park tomorrow? I'm like, baby, you spent about 3.5 minutes at the Mixon water park today. I'm like, how about you wear that one out a little bit, and then we'll talk about
the free one.
The free one, and then we'll talk about going over here to this pay-as-you-go water park.
Yeah. Now, this is pretty cool because I think it still stretches to the east. It's not unreachable from the Midwest, and the facility is it is crazy how nice this thing is and how big it is.
Yeah.
You could have 2-3 arenas going at once, plumb easy.
Yeah.
Plumb.
But nobody wants 3 arenas going at the same time. We've got a dedicated cutting pin. That's lovely.
Well, I meant a BMX pin. I do like the dedicated cutting and then the dedicated fence and rainwork pins.
Yeah.
And the ground is great in all the pins
everywhere
I've been in so far.
Yeah.
But there's, I don't even know how many there are undercover. And there's that many again outside. And they keep them all worked.
Yeah, them
guys are
great. Spending some time on them tractors dragging pins.
And restaurants just all the way around.
There's like 8 sandwich shops in the mini mall across the street.
Hey, so the boys came and helped me yesterday unload and get moved in and put my trailer down. So, Ace he would eat hamburgers 6 times a day. So we go find this little tiny hamburger joint down here called Brownies. And it is old school. They make homemade pies and their own root beer.
How do you find this stuff?
I don't know, but it is sweet. We roll in there. I'm not a huge soda drinker. I bet I drink 5 root beers. They bring them with no ice in a frosted mug. Oh my God, so good.
So when me and Tyler went down there to Jamie Snyder's Brandon, and I think it was his parents or her parents, but one of them was making homemade root beer with dry ice in a cooler. It was awesome. Wow.
That was a whole new level of root beer.
Yeah.
And just the original burgers, the short menu. They brought cheese tots for Colt. I've never seen Ace walk over a French fry to get a tot, ever, and he ate half a Colt's tots. And I have to admit, they might have been the best I've ever had.
So we're gonna invoice brownies for this episode.
I'm not sure they're listening.
But I'm gonna have to check that out because Whataburger's across the street. How far away is Brownies?
Oh, you go out gate 3, go to the first light and turn left.
Take a right.
Turn right,
okay.
and then hit the first light and left. It's not a mile, I don't think.
Well, if you guys go hit up Brownies, tell them Calver's Full Contact sent you, and they won't know what you're talking about. But you can tell them anyway.
But this is pretty good entries up here, first year deal.
Yeah, I mean, like,
what is
the Hackamore Classic, while it was a standalone event, in Paso and in Pueblo, it was like 40 head of horses. So it took a jump when we went and put it at the Snaffle Bit. And so this getting split back off by itself is a little bit of a learning curve, I think. And I think there's 80 head in the open and another 20 or something in the level 1, something like that.
That's pretty good for a standalone.
Yeah, but the bridal spectacular is going to be huge. Yeah, that last qualifier for the run for the million.
Is there 55?
There's surely more than that.
Maybe more. I haven't looked. I know what I have to do. Get in the 2 rein tomorrow, and after that, we'll figure it out.
All right. Your horse's health is a top priority, and Santa Cruz Animal Health is here to cover all your animal health needs. They offer a wide range of equine products, from grooming supplies to high-quality supplements and vaccines. Santa Cruz Animal Health also offers their own in-house developed line of products known as the Ultra Cruise brand. The Ultra Cruise product line includes equine supplements, grooming products, and liniments that are designed by horse owners to help support the health and performance of your horse. All Ultra Cruise products are tested extensively on the San Juan Ranch and trusted by champions. Shop online at scahealth.com or at their retail locations in Weatherford, Texas, and Paso Robles, California.
Maybe it'll be my swan song. Maybe this will be where I make the million. The epic white elephant Moby Dick caught. This is it. Got in the biggest bridal class, top 5.
Okay, Captain Ahab.
It'd be just like some cow horse guy winning the limited open cutting with a 220. That's why I entered. I'm like, things are happening.
Things you can't explain.
right now.
Here. That's my official first use of a sound effect on the board. Ben Self is ashamed of us right now.
So how was it?
Dude, it was incredible, man. I mean, it was, I don't know. It's like every other good run I probably have ever had. I didn't know that it was that. I didn't know how good it was. Like, you kind of get done and you're like, well, that feels like, hey, cool, I'm marking 72, something like that. I'm going to get me a nice little check today. But people are cheering. Like, I've never really heard much cheering at a cutting. Like, yeah, when I'm in a cutting, it's usually, I mean, that's usually kind of what's happening, or a little of that. But, I mean, to get a little of this.
Where'd that come from?
That's pretty cool. And I mean, shoot, I come out and, man, and about the time you put your score up on the board, I didn't want to be so eager that I was looking over the judges' stands at the screen. So I'm trying to just be cool.
Looking at your slide tracks and then writing.
Right. But people cheered about the time that score would have come up. I'm like, must have been okay. And I walk out, and I'm like, look up there, and it says previous score 220, and I'm like, holy crap, was that me? Who was before me? Who was before me? But it was me, and so yeah, no, it was cool, man. I mean, and that horse has been so much fun. But yeah, that was way better than be marking a 213 and them guys going, that's not bad for a cow horse guy.
Well, you gave me hope, so I entered.
Well, and it should give everyone hope because, I mean, I don't know, like this herd has been my nemesis, dude, for 25 years. I've had a heck of a time in this herd work. And so, I don't know, all the times I enter at these cuttings, I don't know that would have been a realistic goal to win first. Like, I felt like I could go make the limited finals in places. And I feel like that's been pretty realistic.
Yeah.
But winning first has never really even been on my radar.
And been there. Dang it, now what?
Now what, yeah. Retirement. You ain't gonna see me no more.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, got my buckle, walk off.
Damn it, it's on a stand.
Well, I told him in one interview, I says, well, I had to find some place my wife wasn't entered so I could try to win first.
I got to beat her. Everybody needs to beat their wife once.
Shout out Ronnie Richards.
It's not even legal. Was she entered?
No.
You should enter even when she's not, especially when she's not coming. And then you beat her.
Oh, I should just enter her?
Yeah, you should pay the entry.
It costs $3,000 just to
So
beat her.
what? I beat you. I got this buckle right here.
73 horses in the bridle.
Nice.
See, this is why we need
Let's
a
hope.
separate stats and
I was hoping there was
research,
15.
Man. You're second to last in the fence work.
Oh, nice. That's a good draw.
You'll know what you need to
I
be.
got that going for me. 259.
So, in other news from the cutting, Michael Cooper wins the 5-6-year-old.
Nice.
Let me pull this up so I make sure I get all this right. Yeah,
Could have saw this on live scoring.
With this, yeah, that's what I just pulled up with CHC live scoring. Michael Cooper marks a 229 to win first in the 5-6-year-old at the Summer Spectacular. Morgan Cromer comes in there with a 23 to win second. She also was fourth. Austin Shepard is a 21 to be third. So that rounds out, and like I say, Morgan Cromer 2 in the top 4.
Wow.
Pretty impressive.
Half of them.
My neighbor Clay Johnson was fifth with a 220 to round out that top 5. So that was pretty cool. Things of news from the weekend. In other news, nope, that's the wrong one. See, we really need a
Not
separate.
news.
We need a research department here. We've got in the 4-year-old, Matt Miller wins that with a 223.5 on Bringard Cutting Horse's horse, Uptown Funk.
Wow.
It's a great name. James Payne second with a 221.5. Brandon Westfall has his Open Finals debut with a 221. Morgan Cromer's fourth with a 220, tied with Brandon Westfall, another horse, with a 220 to round out the top 5.
Did you say that's Brandon's first shot without a non-pro card?
I think so.
I think it was holding him back.
It was holding him back. Yeah, that and that thumb. 10 fingers was just carrying too much weight. old Stubby Biscuits is getting it on now. Oh, no, but I tell you what, it's been fun going over there and playing. And them guys have been so good. Like, I mean, they have been so willing to help. And, I mean, it's kind of like, though, you know, they encourage you. It's kind of like that guy that plays poker terrible that you invite to poker night. I feel like they try to just to keep encouraging you because I've had donator stamped on my head for so long. Like, no, we need to keep this guy
Keep
coming.
him in here.
Right?
Keep him in here. We don't want to ruin our pot.
But no, those guys have been great. And I mean, there's been so many of those guys that have, gone so far out of their way to help me. I mean, like, Clint Allen has welcomed me in there with open arms, and the Banuelos family, and Spud Sheehan, and Farron, and the whole Banuelos crew. And I don't know, I'm sure I'm going to forget people, but Volmer's
you're
helped me a
getting
ton.
older.
Yeah, well, that's it. I'm going to forget so many people. Sean Flynn has been huge. And then, like, anytime you can just be around guys like Johnny Mitchell and Lloyd Cox, if you can't soak up stuff from them guys, man, that's good watching. If you ever get the opportunity, just sit on the fence and be quiet. It's pretty cool. Morgan, she's always great to help. I've known Morgan forever since her days right after she left Scott Weiss's, your old mentor.
Yep. Spent time together.
Russ Westfall, he used to let me come over and turn back when I was at Todd's. God, I must have been infuriating.
No, you're like, I cannot believe the patience he had.
Right.
Border collies must have wore out. God tie the dogs up. Let that guy from Todd's come over. Jeez. God, I wish I could get down on that guy.
Right. Yeah, but no, man, it's a cool bunch of guys. Everybody talks about the cow horse being so welcoming and everything else, but like that's really been my experience going that way. It's been a lot of fun, and like I say, I've not really run into anybody that wasn't just stoked to have somebody crossing over and seeing what we got going on.
Just like when they come here.
Yeah.
It's fun to have them.
Yeah,
Fun to have somebody. Especially when they pick your pockets every time. Got a little back. They're saying it was a one-off deal. We can have him back. He can't do it again.
Did I tell you, that was probably the first time that I walked to the herd. I had Clay and Shane Carlin are getting me out. Like Ben Robertson, Sean Flynn turned me around there in that finals. And that's probably the first time I've walked to the herd in the Will Rogers at an NCHA event. And I've only started being able to do this at a cow horse event, to be able to walk down there and me be the one talking to my herd help. As opposed to walking down there with this glazed over look and your herd help's like, hey, how about this Baldy over here? Hello, talk to me, cougar.
What Baldy?
There's cows in here? I see nothing. And so it was a very refreshing feeling to be able to walk down there and like, hey, let's feel this. And they're like, hey, well, you got 3 options underneath. Let's walk these up. I'm like, all right, walk these up, see how they go back, and like be able to have an actual conversation down there in the herd. And that is those are goals. Russell, I don't know, like you're going to have to slow down a little before you're going to be able to
talk faster.
Well, you need to talk to us. That's the thing. We don't need to be just telling you information. You need to be. It's a two-way street, son.
Are there any brindles?
That's this Clay. He's like, you and your brindles. God.
I love the brindle.
I got one in the go round over there, and he's like, you're an idiot. Oh, man. But yeah, that's interesting stuff. So anyway, on to the next one. That was fun, and now we move on. What about having them guys? You come to the house the other day, and we had all of our veterans that are showing in Vegas. Spent 4 days at the house. My goodness,
that was a plateful.
That was a plateful. We did pre-works. We'd start pre-works at like midnight and work until about 6 in the morning, and then Russell and I'd come home and coach soldiers from about 6:30, and Taylor Gillespie, he'd show up and have the cows ready when we got there.
Yep.
And we'd work them till about 10 in the morning. And then the rest of the day is kind of a blur.
I don't know. Somehow,
I remember that we got 2 hours of sleep.
I got none the first day. I went through the soldiers and got done and it was time for something else to happen. I don't even know what else. What the heck did we do?
So
did we
much.
go to see them?
Maybe. I don't really know. It was all
Yeah,
over.
so that's what we
We
did.
went to
we
dinner.
went and dinner. So by the time we got done, you picked me up. We go to dinner at their place. Is that the first day?
I think so. And that's when we seen the,
The video?
no, that was the next day, wasn't it?
We did the video with Mark Nooch that night.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that was the first night.
Yeah, that was the first night. Yeah, Mark Newt showed up. He was one of the soldiers that were first to go in after
was the-
9/11. He was the
Yeah.
one of the two leaders of that.
He's the guy they made
group.
12 strong about.
Yeah,
The leader of that group of guys.
yeah. He's the one that.
Could ride.
Yeah, but yeah, he is the one that can ride. He can ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is fun. He what is the guy that plays him?
Oh, Thor. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
Chris
Because
Hemsworth.
one of these guys calling him
How
like
many-
Daddy Thor or Grandpa
Daddy-
Thor.
Grandpa Thor. Can you imagine? Not only have you had a movie made after you, but then Chris Hemsworth played you. That's probably not gonna happen for us.
Probably not.
But man, what a
Maybe
phenomenal guy!
Zach, he's a Galifianakis or whatever his name is.
It's someone, yeah. Probably what.
But Mark has his own. Hey, and so I mean, shoot,
as
I don't
a-
think we have. I don't know what we have for an ad for this. I don't think it'll compete with Horse Soldier Bourbon,
whatever.
Horse Soldier whiskey. But y'all need to check that out
Old
because
Soldier Bourbon. He gave me a new bad habit.
yeah, you don't even like
Bourbon. I don't even like bourbon. And
But if
that
you
was
put a
good.
little Mr. Pibb with it, it
Don't-
tastes pretty good.
I actually drank quite a bit of it straight, and I can't. They have the 3.
Yeah, there's
And I
a
can't
there's a
remember-
rye. There's a rye that's in the copper label, and then there's 2 wheats. The one is the barrel strength, and I think that is in the
Silver?
Silver. I think that's the silver label.
And then there's a
The
gold.
gold label, something like that.
I like silver,
Yeah,
I think. And I think that was the one with the most power.
yeah.
And I got in that stupid ice bath again. But before I got in, I put me a full little glass of ice and some straight silver rye and sat in there. And you know what? It lasted until that glass was empty. Now I had to get out of that thing. That was sweet sitting in there having that bourbon. After you drink it down so far, you can let it float. You gotta be careful. Make sure you don't let it float too soon because it'll just fill up and sink.
Russell hates an ice bath, and he was in it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was
A
brutal.
solid 10 minutes. So I don't know if you guys have been in an ice bath for 10 minutes, but you should try that. Because the
But I had
health
horse
benefits-
soldier virgin with horse soldier. Hey, this tooth is an issue. I'm telling you.
Oh, was that the tooth or was that,
That
a
was the
Freudian
tooth.
slip?
Horse soldier bourbon with me in the tub.
You might have been a whiskey. You might have been a whiskey virgin. Might have been your first time in a tub with whiskey.
Yeah, probably not. Anyways, he gave.
But it's won
played that.
awards too. Like it's won awards in San Francisco.
Tons of
It's
them.
won awards in New York, and it is incredible.
All 3 blends have won Blue Ribbon twice, which no one's done.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the cool thing is he has about a 16 to 18 minute video about the whole trek out there and all the things they did. And
God, he looked like a little kid in that video.
it
Though.
was crazy. But the overwhelming parts where they were fighting with locals that were riding horses, and they almost all ride studs. They start out with 300 men and 300 horses, and it gets up to 3,000 men, 3,000 horses, and them with, helicopters, airplanes, air support, missiles, all the. The whole story is so unbelievable. It's hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, you can check out the real story in his words check out the book Swords of Lightning.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a book
Mark
that
wrote it himself.
Mark and his chief warrant officer, Bob Pennington. I think those were the two main authors. I think they had another guy helping them write.
I'm not all the way through it, but
Neither.
it is
My wife's been
riveting.
glued to it. She ordered a copy. I was like, "What are you doing?" I'm
You
like,
already have one."
I have an autographed copy sitting on the nightstand." She was like, "Why don't I know this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It's sitting here." She was so excited when it came in the mail. I was like,
Hilarious.
"Well, there you go."
Got my own damn copy.
Right.
Get my own damn autograph. Don't need your ass.
Oh, but yeah, man.
Well, it was
just-
a phenomenal
there
trip.
again, just being around those guys. It's
So,
although on our obstacle course,
yeah, we're going to have to explain a little bit about that. So we're riding all day. We're getting up at 1 riding, and they come at, I don't know when they got there, 5. Get back. We start riding with them at 6, go till noonish. And then we have this other activity that Chris and Patrick have gone into. So 4 miles from Chris's house, there's an RV park. What is that?
Great
The
Escapes. Yeah, I should check that out.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
that
cabins.
place. 100 cabins and RVs, and then they have all these things to do. They have a swimming pool and kind of a water park and these bouncy deals, but then they have this giant pond that's man-made because it's, when you walk in it, you can see there's a tarp or something.
Right.
That is the reason the water stays clean, and there's a gigantic floating obstacle course. And Christopher and I and Sarah and
Taylor.
Taylor, a girl that worked for
Yeah,
Chris.
Taylor
that
Gillespie
Taylor.
did not partake.
Oh, he wasn't there, huh?
No, he
was
had to
going
do-
back and forth.
Yeah,
he was
he-
driving back and forth.
Yeah, couldn't come.
So, and all the special forces guys are out on this obstacle course. And brother, I
couldn't tell the difference.
You,
You couldn't tell who was who out there.
not from my side.
My line of the week of the day was, with a physique like mine, you need to learn to be diplomatic and innovative. And that's
But it's the only place I've ever seen anyone, Isaac, lose a hat underwater. 3 of them wore their hats out
two
there.
wedding rings and a cowboy hat were lost that day, but they did find it.
Found the hat, not
Found
the
hat,
wedding
not
rings.
the wedding rings.
So we get on this obstacle course. We're messing around, going on, doing all kinds of stuff. And we just...
It's kind of this obstacle course, if you've seen the late night TV shows, like where the Asian people fall off, like the stunts, and they have, and they always have
Yeah.
like silly commentating.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this obstacle course is
kind of
like.
like that. Yeah. Not quite American Ninja.
No.
Not quite.
But pretty close.
A Sesame Street version of American Ninja.
That's, I think, a little bit of an undersell, because that incline wall that we freaking got
That was
up,
pretty good.
I'm telling you, I don't know if there's any American ninjas that are getting up that wall. But if Rick didn't get up there, and he got close.
Yeah,
but,
he did.
This little fella is like a gymnast cut out of wood, and he got close. Nobody was getting up that thing by themselves.
The funniest thing of all is Rick throwing Chris Manley off. And when Manley hits the water and comes out, he just says very plainly,
Yeah.
that started something. But that's the kind of guy Rick is. But I'm watching Rick go around the course. I see him on the far side over there, and there's little kids in there with us playing around too. And there's this little kid that's about, I don't know, 10.
I was going to say the little redheaded
10-ish.
kid, right?
Yeah, a little redheaded kid. He's a nice little kid. He's around. We saw him all day. I'm watching over there for no reason, and this little kid takes a shot at Rick and just drops his shoulder and tries to knock him off of that course and comes within inches. And so Rick looks at him and laughs and just picks him up and throws him into the lake. Then later I'm thinking, well, they must have been joking around and stuff, and when Rick got there, I asked him, he says, no, that kid, that was from, no, we weren't talking or nothing at all. It was just out of the blue. He said, and he hit me. I'm like, you little turd. And he's like, man, that was a good shot, kid. But, I mean, I still threw him in. He loved it. It was hilarious. So then we start the incline.
Oh.
And it's probably 12 foot.
I was going to say 12 foot, and it's like it.
Inverted. Like
yes.
It's a cliff that
this
goes in.
It's audio. It's hard to describe with hand motions on how
there's a lip on the top of the cliff that comes out probably 4 foot.
At least, yeah. And
maybe
then you crawl up the inner curve of it and then have to get up over
5,
the top.
Yeah.
And they pulled the ropes off those 2 grips.
On the top.
I think if those grips had ropes in them, you would stand a prayer.
A prayer. But I still don't think I could have made it.
But I will say that I think you were the only one that got up there with only one person's assistance, and that one person being
was you.
Moi.
Yeah.
So there came my innovation.
Yes, innovation came because we went and we didn't. Chris went and stole a rope off the other side and threw it over the cliff to me. And I'm sitting there watching all them guys try it, and I'm thinking, there is no way to make it up that thing. There's no way. And I know they're going to say, hey, you need to try it. I'm thinking, I can't get up that thing. And right before my turn, Chris throws a rope over. I'm like, oh, we'll take a shot.
Yeah, that was
brilliant.
It was my finest work.
But you talk about use every muscle.
Dude, I couldn't adjust my hat the next day. Not with my right arm, because Chris Manley about pulled the sunbuck out of its socket. My goodness. I was like, yeah, when I'm climbing up it, Russell's like, dude, you got no shot. So all you can do is go from where you're at and just grab their hands. And it's just a leap of faith.
Yes.
And you just, it is reach out, it's climb up as high as you can. And then there's 2 hands hanging down, and you just reach and grab them.
And then
you're on your own.
You're just hanging in space, like you can't use your feet, and your chest is hooking on the lip.
Yeah, there's
so
nothing
all you
there.
do is just swing your legs back and forth, and they pull.
And the guys that are pulling you up are up there on slick plastic, inflatable slick plastic,
pulling each other.
And so they've got people locked to their legs and holding on to.
But we got every single person up.
Every person came up. Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah, it was like a team building exercise. But some of those like that, Rick damn near got there by himself.
Yeah, he did, damn near.
And Isaac was close too.
Isaac and Manley, when they started flipping over.
Oh God!
I don't know how they did that. It was fun. That was a good time. I never would have thought. It was so much fun that they threw us out. First of all, we're with all these special forces guys, and they tell us we can't go in without a monitor,
there's a high school kid
supervising. They got some high school kid that weighs about $145. So we all go in there, and then they come and tell us, hey, you guys got to wear life jackets.
Which was a terrible idea at the beginning and a wonderful idea at the end.
Yeah, but you get so tired and you're falling in all the time, and you can just take a nap in the life jacket, thank God. But it was hilarious telling, hey, you special forces guys got to have life jackets.
I'm up there doing the paperwork, and they're like, well, we have to have supervision for you. And I think they thought I was full of it. And I'm like, hey, so these guys are Green Berets.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be okay.
12 foot of water, maybe.
Maybe 8 most of the time, I think.
Except for the places where you jumped off and there was a
concrete. Boy, hey, my foot is just getting healed up. Me and Isaac both took a shot on the concrete. Yeah.
I couldn't believe that one.
Oh, that one stung a little.
But I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the moment when we decided to have races. And it's me and your wife.
Yep, Russell versus Sarah Dawson.
And Sarah's picking on me because I'm old.
I think the words were, you want a head start, old man. I think those were the words. The next words out of my wife's mouth were, as she's spitting up water and she fell off the first obstacle. And by the time she gets up and through the first obstacle, Russell is done with the course. And the crap talking stopped there.
I did not think I was going to make the first. When she said that, I thought, oh, she is setting me up. She gave me the inside lane on that slanted curve. I thought, she knows I can't make it. But once I made that one, it was over. I was gone.
Yeah. I mucked out on the first obstacle myself against
Did you?
Rick.
Oh,
we're getting around there and I'm like, wait a minute. How am I getting paired up with you? This is terrible.
This is a terrible idea.
And somehow, I don't know what happened, if he just stopped and had a snack and waited for me, but when we got to the end.
The little redheaded kid got him.
Oh, that might have been it. That must have been it, because I didn't see that. So that might have been what happened. Because I catch him and we're at the last obstacle and we're kind of wrestling a little bit. He's bumping on me and they're like, push him back. And I'm like, no, I'll take this loss.
No.
I don't need to start something
No,
here.
you're right.
I don't need to get in a pushing match
That started
on
something.
on a rock wall with a green beret. This is a bad idea. Like, just understand your place in the world and
Get on through it.
I'm just glad that I can see him at the finish line. I'm feeling pretty proud of myself about that.
Oh my God. I cannot believe how much fun it was. So anyways, they go to throw us out. So I go up there and I try to get this poor kid. I says, hey, if we need, I want to buy another hour. It's like, oh, I can't. You'd have to talk to my manager. I says, the ground is so hot on your bare feet, you can't hardly take it. And the manager's building's away. I go, hey, so, well, let's call her. And he said, well, I don't know if I have her number. I said, well, or no, I said, here, I'll call her and ask her. And I says, you got her number? He says, I don't want to tell you if I have it. Okay, so now I know you have it. He's like, well, I don't know. I said, well, would you stay if I paid? He says, yeah, I'll stay if you pay. I says, fine, you wait here. Go get in the car and I go up there. And I walk in and tell the girl, hey, we want another hour. These guys are having a good time and this and that. And he's like, oh, she says, oh, sure, that's okay. Let's see, 2 o'clock tomorrow? I'm like, no, I want an hour now. Well, the security guy has to go home. I think, I already talked to him, he'll stay. So she says, all right, but it'll be quite a bit. I'm like, what, how much? And it's 200 or 250 or something. Right. And I give her a $50 tip and leave, and I give the kid 20. I'm thinking, okay, that'll keep them off our back, 15 minutes over the hour, maybe like that. Good? Hell no. They're right on us at the hour, weren't they?
Yeah.
Out of the pool. But it's one of those deals where it was so much fun, and it took all we had to make the next hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were so wore out. In 15 minutes, it was like, oh man.
Yeah. It was worth it. It was fun.
It was a blast.
But yeah, so anybody, if you need looking for a staycation in the Perrin, America area, it's a lovely little spot.
That's crazy.
Lovely spot.
They had these little tin houses, and I went and stayed in one. They're real plain and simple, but 2 nice beds, a good shower. Everyone has a little barbecue out front, and then they have a refrigerator inside, and I mean, it was good.
Yeah, little dining really hall where we did the.
And then
what about our footwork in the commissary?
So then we get to doing the blackboard on the cow work, and that seems bland. So we set up an arena with tables and did every soldier on foot. Chris was the cow
and the horse,
and then he was the rider. And we just showed, he got to manhandle him. And
Russell says, you have to respect his space.
Yeah, I know, because they were just going to run you over.
Oh, no, it was going to be, hey, I don't know how many walls I took anyway. Like, dude, I skinned my knee on the ground. I mean, I got shoulder checked into the wall. I'm catching windowsills, and I'm like, he's like, you need to tap out? And I'm like, shut up. Barefooted. I had my flip-flops on, so I took my flip-flops off.
Needed them off.
Yeah, no, flip-flops are a bad idea. That's when I skinned my knee up. I think I still had my flip-flops on. Yeah, that was pretty good stuff. Yeah. But I will say, they could have killed me in that commissary if they wanted to. But the next day we were circling, and it was Chris, and we're circling around there. And I'm on a horse and he's circling me. And I just take my hand and I put it on his shoulder just to kind of show him where he needed to put himself with his horse. And when I did, I about pushed him off his horse. Like, I had to pull him back. Because he was giving. And it was not a lot of force. And I was like, oh, it looks like the tables have turned today.
Yeah. You can't push me around today.
Oh, man, it was so much fun, though.
That was just like every time with those guys it is a blast.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
So make sure, if you don't have your tickets to come watch these guys, by the way, if you guys haven't figured out, they are showing in Las Vegas at Russell's show, the 26th of August. Make sure you have your rooms booked at the South Point.
Yep, they're going to be the opening act for the...
they're the opener?
Yeah, they're the opener for the Run for Ronnie Richards, Run for a Million, and the World's Richest Stock Horse. So...
Fence work only.
They're fence work only. You get to see all them guys. You get to meet them all week.
Are we fence work? We're fence work only that day as well, or are we reining in fencing?
No, I think we do it all. We do it all for the rich. We do it all.
Well, I know we do it all, but are we doing it together?
Oh.
I don't think. I think it's separate.
After them?
I think all the runs of the million qualifiers are separated.
It's all that day. So,
sure.
I mean, it's not like you get a belly full of watching.
You can come in and watch
stuff.
all fence work that afternoon and start it out with the 7
And then the
veterans.
next day will be all the derby and all the fraternity fence work.
Yeah, there's one Marine.
One Marine and
6 Green Berets. There's 2 officers in there.
Yep. 2.
We'll let y'all figure out which ones.
Yeah. Seems like there's more of a riff with the officer enlisted man than I realized.
All right. We've been picking up all kinds of things we get to pick at Taylor Gillespie about.
Yeah.
He's not liking that we understand some of the lingo now.
Jargon. Yeah, so it'll be fun. And then there's, it's in the works right now, but I think what's going to happen, we're going to have a raffle to go on a 2 or 3 day training course with some of the top guys through their special forces training, and you will get and if you win the raffle, you and your friends get to go through the course, and you get a brand new high-powered rifle that they pick.
Really?
Yeah.
So I feel like that Cowhorse Full Contact should probably document this, so we should probably get to go on that.
Right.
Just for strictly
Most likely.
documentable
Press
reasons.
pass.
Press pass.
Press pass. Media. I'm with media. Yeah, everyone's with media. This is my iPhone, so I do my media.
I got a lapel mic.
I got my lapel mic. Excuse me, press. They shoot the press here. I'm medical. Corman.
Oh, man. Well, what else we got this week, dude? We're going to fixing to unleash this Hackamore Classic.
Oh, no, but that's going to be fun. Taking a ton of shots at it, too. I think it was, the fun part was riding with you and Sarah over there at Sean and Amanda Hayes's.
Tammy.
Oh, God damn. I did not.
42, I'll write that down. So riding with me and Sarah at Sean and Tammy Hayes's, huh?
Yeah, that was a good time. We got to cut the first day, and then 2 days of fence work over there. Big old pretty arena, covered all the way through the cut and pin. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm exhausted the first night. So I'm running a little behind anyways, get there late. We get up at 1, and it is all I can do to drag myself down there. I'm thinking, why do I even ride a horse? This is the dumbest thing on earth. We get there, get to the pen, and we go get the cattle in, and we bring them in, and there's a steer This big giant black steer with these giant downturned horns that sweep up a little bit at the end, like a yak or something. And he's tied about, if you put the herd on his side, he would be right at the top of the herd where you would want to be cutting. And if the herd was on the other side, he's right where you'd be standing to turn back. So I'm watching, thinking, what on earth is going on here? Where are we going?
We have broadened Russell's
And
herd
Chris is
horizons.
riding around, settling. I can't tell what the hell he's doing. So I don't know where to stand. So I kind of watch somebody, maybe Sarah or somebody, and I just go opposite, and I pick a side because I don't know which end. So I'm thinking, what on earth is going to happen? So he wallers around, and he puts them on the opposite side of the steer. So the steer, you're cutting to him. He's in the turn back area. I'm thinking, wow, how in the world is this going to work? So they go to cut, and they cut one out there. And there's two turn back guys on the side, and then Chris is turning back in the middle behind the steer. So Sarah's cut and say, and them cattle are fresh, and the cattle are phenomenal.
Yes.
And I mean, they'd bring some cow to you. Well, they get to coming, and she's holding them, and then they'll kind of release and go out to that steer, and she can mess around with her horse. He's watching her. Sometimes the steer just hooks him off because he's kind of mean. And then they go back and let her work again, and then they release back to the steer. So with that steer out there drawing them, it didn't make the herd the only way to get away from horses. And Chris could see, like, she's needing to do this or that and just wait. And when she's ready, just step around that steer, send that cow back soft. I'm telling you, it was beautiful.
I'm telling you, it was working.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good, and the steer was hilarious. He would get so mad at him. He literally turned back on his own.
Yeah, he'd let him stand there for a minute, and he'd hook him off there, kick him, and knock him off there.
And they wouldn't go back as hard off of him. I mean, they would just kind of like, geez, jerk.
Take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy. What are you so mad about? Downturned horn yak. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good work.
That was good. It was fun to watch. Helped me with my horses. And then we got to go in that fence work, the big old pen. Them cattle they were good. That pen was so long, or it felt long. I don't know. Did we find out how long it was?
We didn't. It was a good pen.
It was good.
Yeah.
Had lots of time, and if that one didn't work, just kick it out and get another one. But that didn't happen very often. Very often at all.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. Yeah, and then we had all them cows there for them guys at the house when we got home.
I know, and the first ones we run out were so slow, and it looks
they
like,
were dead fresh. Fresh. We cut them that morning on the first day, and I kicked them back out on water, and then we brought them in to go on the fence, and these things walk. And I'm like, this is going to be terrible. But it got good. We figured out how to get them worked. But
the first one or the second one was a white
Isaac,
one.
I think. Hey, and that son was walked all week. Every time that son come out, he did the same thing.
And then the rest of them got going, and they were actually exactly what we needed for them guys. But them first two, I know was me and you worked the first two.
Yeah.
And they were okay, but it wasn't like.
And then that white steer come out.
And then the white steer is the first one out, and it walks, and we're thinking, oh my Lord. But then it was good. Man, those guys came so damn far.
Yeah, because this was about their third or fourth session of a couple days going down the fence. I mean, they've probably ridden a horse 12 to 15 times.
That's about their third. A few the fourth, but with Heath's first.
He's first, yeah, and then we put him on old Cactus there that last day and got a legit run on him.
I take it back. It's their second, Chris, because the first time I helped them, we didn't go down the fence. We just roped.
Oh, really? When the first time you went up there to...
So it's about their third or fourth time riding them, getting into the...
Right.
getting help and stuff.
Yeah, so you can only imagine the wrecks that are going to happen in Las Vegas. It's going to be
It's gonna be
spectacular.
spectacular.
As long if Jake Draper loses his hat
Oh my.
one more time.
So then the first thing that we do in the morning, we're riding around there, and it looks like Isaac slept in his hat. So I'm like, hey, Isaac, give me your hat. And I straighten it out.
This is before he's lost it in the pond.
Right. This
2 days
This
before.
is the first rattle out of the box. And I'm thinking, is his hat on backwards? And I get into looking, and it's just got a bad crease in the back. So Isaac, give me your hat. So I straighten it out, put it back on, looks good. So I'm riding around, and I'm looking at Jake Draper, and I'm like, God, that hat looks bad. And there's this film crew there and all this. I thought, I have got to fix his hat too. I said, Jake, give me your hat. And he hands it to me.
Yeah, Platinum had a film crew there.
And his horse kind of turned a little, so he handed it straight to me. It was right by that horse's eye, and that horse goes to running backwards. And I'm trying to grab it, and I mean, I'm inches. I close my hand, and it comes down with no hat. And so he's running away from me, and I'm thinking, what is the fastest thing to say? I said, put it back on your head. Put it back on your head. And about that time, it was too damn late. That horse went to bucking, and he hung in there for...
Jump and a half.
Yeah, a pretty good jump and a half, and then whack, down he goes and stepped on him a little bit. So then I had to get on him because I thought he might buck again, and he did. Knocked him around a little, then he was good. He was just rattled, and I thought, well, this is a good way to start it off. But Jake jumped right back in there, and
He's a trooper.
yep. Off we go. Had breakfast for him every morning, lunch.
Yeah, Brett was the camp cook that week.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty neat deal. That's always a fun deal when them guys are around. Son of a gun, I mean, like I say, it's been a life-changing deal for me, really.
Yeah, me too. It's been, sure makes you reevaluate your life and how you want to live it after you talk to them guys.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyways,
Well,
you
rock
guys
on.
get a chance to meet them.
Yeah, no, definitely make sure that you get, if you don't have plans to go to Russell's NSHA fraternity in Las Vegas in August, do it, because these 7 horses, it's going to make it be worth the trip just to watch these 7 guys
Yep.
go down the fence. And
They're gonna
then,
be
like I
fun.
say, and then there's so much other cool stuff to watch, and it's a good excuse to go to South Point.
Yeah, there's always that.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Everything
if
under the roof.
Michael's isn't a good enough draw, then these Green Berets going down the fence will be.
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
yeah, if you don't have your reservations, then get off your butts and make those reservations and get to Las Vegas.
Well, I'll be there.
I'll be there. So, we'll be there. You can, Russell, sign an autograph for you. He'll sign a tooth.
I'll have my tooth by then, damn it.
You will?
Yeah, I got cleared.
God, I'm so excited for you to get that thing fixed.
Me too. Me tooth. I thought they were going to have to cut my gum off of it because they said it was growing over the last time I went. So he says, well, when you come back, we'll see if your bone growed to that. And then I'm probably going to have to give you a couple more little shots and cut that gum off of there. And I'm like, oh. So before that, I wouldn't touch it because they said all these bad things. Well, after that, with my tongue, I would push them gums back all the time. I go in there, he says, I'll be darned. I don't have to cut your gums off there. I thought they were going to grow over. Yeah, I said, well, I've been working on it. No shot.
Chewing on that rascal.
Yeah, I hate needles. I hate them. They don't hurt that bad. Just the idea of letting someone stab you with something metal irritates me. I don't mind it when you get hurt on accident or an action, but just stand there and let someone do it. Just does not make sense to me. The nurse got so mad, she went to stick me in the belly, and I grabbed her hand and pushed it away, which I guess is not kosher. Like, hey, you can't just
touch the
slip up on a
dancers.
guy.
You can't touch the dancers, Russell. Keep your hands to yourself.
She needs to keep her damn needle to herself. Or give me some warning.
Or a little of that horse soldier bourbon.
Oh, that would have worked. That would have sold me right down. I've had to do it before. I can't believe how we didn't hurt.
Hey, do you know that bourbon, you remember that when they blow the glass for them bottles, that glass is formed around a chunk of the steel from the World Trade Center?
Yep. They use a World Trade Center metal to build the.
There is some misinformation out there because there is a metal label.
A real metal.
The label on the bottle is metal. But that is not metal from the World Trade Center because it's not sustainable. But the bottles are formed in a chunk of steel from the World Trade Center. Mm-hmm. So there's that too. So
pretty cool.
Not only is it fantastic whiskey made by a fantastic guy, but
I'm surprised at how good it is.
Yeah, because you don't even like brown liquor.
No, not a fan.
And I don't know, maybe it was drinking it around them Green Berets, but I didn't even get silly on it.
I don't
but
drink
I was very diplomatic around
you
those.
You were diplomatic. They do make a person remind himself that he's diplomatic.
Right.
I started too early and had I'll bet I had, I don't know, 5 or 6, which is way into the limit on me. Next day, I didn't hurt at all.
Nope. I mean, my shoulders hurt, but I don't think that was from the liquor.
But not my head.
No.
And
Did you get on the cigars that night too? Because they have cigars that are paired with each one of those bourbons.
Yeah, I did. I'm not really a smoker either.
Me either. And I inhaled most of that cigar.
I don't inhale.
I tasted it on every horse the next day. And the nice thing about it, like cigars, I don't know, for those of you that smoke cigars, in my experience, if you smoke a bad cigar the next day, it tastes like a terrible cigar. But after smoking these cigars that are paired, I got to taste it again while I was working horses, but they tasted like good cigars again. So there's that.
Well, there's new knowledge every time you get around those guys.
And somehow. All right. Well, like I said, get your tickets. NCHA reservations at South Point. You're not going to make it to. You're not going to make it to this horse show by the time you get out. Maybe. I mean, finals are Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Finals are Sunday for that classic. So I don't know how quick this will get dropped, but So we're just rocking on, and then public service announcement. It is fraternity time. It's okay. Everybody that's having trouble with their 3-year-olds right now, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's not going to change your life one way or the other, I promise. I may be talking to myself more than anyone else right now, but it's okay. They're going to be okay.
Speech a lot of people need.
Right? Yeah, I feel like I really try to make sure that Russell and I put this out here in the summertime because
it's easy for me. I don't have one.
Right? Yeah. Russell's hauling his 2-year-olds around to horse shows right now. So if you don't have 3-year-olds, you should probably be hauling your 2-year-olds. But
you should ride them like they're 2-year-olds.
But
keep you out of trouble.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I did that on mine the other day. I got a little cow dread going on mine after a little hard week of going down the fence. And you know what? Just know what? It's no big deal. Let them find a cow. They don't have to kill their butt every time. Just plug back in and enjoy what they're doing. Remember why you're doing it. Remember why they're doing it. Like, keep it fun for them. And I don't know, that's kind of my secret to trying to put them back together this time of year.
Well, I come home from there and went to doing thinking a lot about just letting them go by and just right and left, like you were showing me.
Right.
And then I might go back and get a little stop here and there, but I'll just let them go by and not if they miss, I didn't just like kill them and bring them hard, just bring them back across there, Pretty soon they're like, whack. I ain't going outside that cow. I just got to get back there farther.
Yeah.
Clean, simple, and just hooked up. Because my roan mare can be pretty radical, fast. And even the little guy, it helped him think of it on his own without me. Now I went and got my stop again, and cool. But just keeping it simple and, I don't know, getting around your friends at this time
Yeah.
is a good thing to do, because if they're your friends, they'll tell you you're doing too much and help you keep it together. Get to that maturity with a sound, sane, mentally prepared horse, not on the edge of we may leave.
Because we all been there.
Yeah.
We
That's
all
the way
been
it
there.
is.
I always, I know when they're riding terrible, you think, man, everybody else's are riding good right now, but they're not. It's summertime.
They are not.
Yeah.
Remember the pre-fraternities last year and the 20 years before that? They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. You're okay.
You're okay.
Just make them a little better than they are. Don't try to make them great. Just make wherever they're at just a little bit of improvement. Or if they're a little rattled, come back and chill out.
Yep.
And then step up a day or two later. Don't.
I flagged all mine today in that loping Hackamore.
Nice.
Yeah. Just, here you go. Just plug back in. It's fine. First day at the horse show. Mm-hmm. Get a hole. Oh, it's okay. It's going to be fine. And if you can't do that, then there's Horse Soldier Bourbon.
That'll help you.
So, anyway, that being said, like I say, and anybody that's losing their gourd right now, don't be afraid to hit us up on the Facebook. Russell or somebody will respond.
Mark.
Yeah, hit up Mark. Yeah, and yeah, we've Performance Horse Central is helping us out with this podcast now. Ben, he's doing some more piloting, so he's kind of moving on with his life a little bit. And so, yeah. So
He'll be back when he's rich.
yeah, that's it. He'll be back when he'll buy us horses.
And fly us. He'll
And
fly us
yeah.
around.
We're just gonna have
We
a
got a cargo plane.
Cowhorse full contact printed down a jet. I already have it
Yeah.
envisioned.
Drop down the back. Maybe the soldiers can help us get a deal on one of those.
Right? Little retired C-130 or whatever.
Ride them up in there, side by side.
That'd be fun. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh my God. We could make this baby worldwide.
Well, until next time, if you guys aren't flying your horses on C-130s, good luck. That's what we're doing in our dreams. And so anyhow, well, till next time, folks, go fast. Make good decisions.